Well, I know it's music on. Let me turn that. Now let me see what will a notification just pop up? Will anybody just come on? I'm gonna wait and see if I get like three. If I get three people. If not, I shut it down. I shut it down. Yeah. Yep. 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 Let's see. Come on in my room. Come on. Well, it's to 6 o'clock. It's 5:58 until 6 o'clock. See if anybody just come down and say, good evening, Marika, good evening, sis, good evening, friend. Just come down, not just peek and then go back out to see, what I'm getting ready to say. It's the end of the day. Um, end of a day, getting ready for the beginning of another day. End of the week. Oh, new week starts tomorrow. That could be a good thing for some. It's a good thing for everybody who wake up and get started on their way. Yeah, this it's been an eventful week to say the least. It has been very eventful to say the least, and quite interesting. Yeah, it's been interesting. Been an interesting week. But I just came on because um I finally drove my car. Yes, I got my car now. I can just go when I want to and stay how long and come back when I get ready, whatever. So I got my car back, and I thank my nephew for the help. I'm shouting at my nephew. I thank my nephew for the help and everything. God is good, and I thank him for that. And I went to Sunday school this morning, and we were talking, just going through the Bible, talking about different things. More so, talking about what what his sermon is about in the beginning. In the beginning, when God was just speaking things into existence, the sun, the moon, the stars, the war, separating the waters and putting the foliage, the trees, the dirt, the ground, everything was just spoken, and there was an order to everything. And we were talking about that, and we were talking just going through some of the scriptures in Genesis concerning that, and was when I was getting ready to come in, one of my neighbors was sitting out, and I was talking to her. We were just talking, and we were talking. She said something, and I said, we were talking about that in Sunday school this morning. We were talking about Noah, building the ark. I don't know how many years it took Noah, but for some reason I want to say from 3 to 7 years, somewhere up in there, to build this ark. And I was telling her, like, every day Noah was preaching, and he was telling people. No, the conversation started because I said, well, from what she said, I said, well, God's going to destroy the earth the next time with fire. He did it with water. He said he'll never do it again. And that's what he gave a rainbow to show that covenant, with the people, the inhabitants of the earth, that he would never flood it. However, if you go over to Second Peter, go over to, what is it, Third Peter, go over to Third Peter, he said, no, it will be like it was the first time, because it was water the first time. The second time, it's going to be fire. And she said, oh, I don't believe that, because why would God destroy? No, this is what we were, this is how the conversation came up. We wasn't talking politics or nothing like that, because I believe she is a Trump supporter, and she my color, but I believe she a Trump supporter. And if not, forgive me for saying she is. But, she said, after a while, none of this stuff not going to be here. It's going to all be gone. I said, yeah, because that's how the conversation come up about the water and the fire. And I had to show her in scripture where that God said that that's what he was going to do. He was going to destroy the earth with fire the next time. Everything, just like everybody who did not get on that yacht, I mean, not that yacht, but on that, get in the ark, then, the horses, whatever was left, they perished. And we were talking about, just talking about that. We talk about that in Sunday school as well. And it was saying, repent while it's at hand. And if, it's always good to know who God is, and it's never a time in your life that you have not needed him, will not need him, and need him, as of right now. Like people be going through so many things, and they bombarded by all kind of news, and it's to the place you don't know what's real news, what's fake news. So you have to kind of discern that yourself. That's just like, in Second Timothy where Paul is telling Timothy, study that word yourself. Study to show thyself approved. And when you start studying and getting the facts from you for yourself and researching things for yourself, that's not too many things that people can, try to pull over your head. And we were talking about new beginnings, and how God just spoke things into existence, and how man, God gave man this lush earth. You know, he gave everybody has a talent. Everybody, there's something that everybody can do. Everybody can't be lawyers, everybody can't be doctors, everybody can't be nurses, everybody can't be, you know, CEOs of companies. That's not everybody. That's not for everybody. There's a position for everybody, and there's a place for everybody. Some came to sing, some came to dance. Uh, some came to plant fields, some come to harvest the field. So, and God said, all of us got a talent, whatever it is. We have, we have a talent, and and I was just thinking, there's so many people that's doing the identical same thing. However, each one of those people that's doing the identical same thing have a different purpose and a different reason that may be the same, but not exactly the same for doing what it is they're doing. But everybody do it different. Everybody do it different. And in church, I feel like everybody praise God the way um, they feel about God. If God done brought you out of something, you just give God all your praise, give God all the praise that you have, all the thanks that you have. You just give him the glory for the good things that he's done for you. And how, I drove my car to church. I had my car yesterday, and I was just so thankful because it's been a while since I've been able to drive my car. So it's been a while, and I am just I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for the people that God has placed in my life, and I realized that everybody have their own little tribe, and my tribe may not get along with the tribe somewhere else. However, you strive to be as peaceful as you possibly can. You don't go into a war. You don't go into battle for just because. And I find with people, I don't know why I just sat in church and I was thinking about this stuff. Why, Sunday school, I was late for Sunday school this morning. And I hate being late for Sunday school. I hate being late for church, period. And I'm saying, and I just got, so I said, okay, um, I'm late for Sunday school. Then we had a program at 3 o'clock, and I wasn't gonna go. My friend said, "You coming back?" I said, "No." Then she said, "Oh, okay." And I knew what that sound meant. I knew what that meant. So when I came home, I would say, "Well, I'm not going back." But I cleaned my face, changed my top, put on a different top, just put on some I just wash my face and moisturize it pretty quick. They're didn't take no steps and doing nothing, but just put some moisturizer on and some blush and some lips in my Ruby Woo lipstick, change eyelashes, and just went to church with a clean, bare face, other than the adornments that I have on now. And it's been a pretty amazing day. It has been a pretty amazing day when you make up in your mind, to and we had at 3 o'clock we had this program, and one of the lawyers, black lawyers, here in where I live, he is he spoke because he's always doing a lot for our church and a lot with our church. So he was a guest speaker today, and he did pretty good. He did pretty good. He made me think about some things. You got to have faith, and it tells you faith without works is dead. So you got to work that faith. You got to do some work. You got to make that faith work. You got to make that faith work. So it takes work, and working faith is just not idle. You could believe a mountain gonna move, but you could say a mountain is gonna move. But if you don't believe you can move that mountain, then that mountain is just gonna stay right where it is until you have that faith, that undeniable faith, that faith that's so reassuring that nothing can shake you. I just popped on here and I said, well, whoever watched, they watch. And I just done made up my mind, and I just don't realize, I cannot turn away from the things that I talk about. I just can't do that because, I was never a person that was in mess. I never liked that because I never was around a lot of people. And that was like on purpose, like really like on purpose, not being around, hanging around a lot of people. I had one best friend, I had my cousins, and I realized, when what I talk about is not for everybody. No, everybody don't want to hear that, and sometimes nobody don't want to hear it. So I just talk out loud. I just talk out loud because I was so excited about today. Today was just really exciting, and I got to make a point in not being late because I don't like to be late. But yeah, I got my car. As soon as you fix one thing on the car and get the car up and running with one thing, here comes something else. I had to buy a battery, and I finally, they got the battery now. And I thank God for grace and mercy. I thank God for grace and mercy because I can buy the brake pads and take them and let my mechanic put them on, and don't have to pay, just pay for the label. Don't have to pay for nothing else. I thank God for that. I'm thanking God in advance for that. And that the brake shoes, the brake pads, the brake shoes, or whatever it is, don't be too much money. But I just got home and I am so super duper excited. I'm just happy today that God answered my prayer. And sometimes when I feel like my faith was dwindling a little bit, I had just reconciled in my mind. You know what, Lord, it ain't gonna happen until you ready for it to happen. I thank God he was ready for it to happen because he sent somebody my way to bless me. He sent my nephew my way to bless me. And I thank you, God. And I thank God for that. So yes, I'm excited about having my car back. And when I got my car back, then when I get the battery and everything, and so my friend said, well, let me because I had a friend to go with me to pick out the battery. It's always good to have a man with you when you're going to do stuff like that. So he helped me pick out the battery, get the battery and stuff like that. And then he said, well, let me check the oil before I go back across the bridge. And I said, okay. He said, Maurice, you ain't got no oil in this car. I said, he said, girl, you ain't got no oil in this car. And I said, okay, well, what we gonna do? What I do? So he said, just we gonna go in here, we gonna buy some oil. It's about 3 quarts of oil. That wasn't enough, bought a fourth one, and that just filled it up to the top. So I used to with my car got so many different names. She's Sadie now. With Sadie, I used to keep Sadie so clean, but now I got to get back into that habit of cleaning my baby because If she feel good, she just like me. She's a reflection of me. So if I'm looking good, she got to look good too. So I just come on here sort of kind of like to ramble a little bit, but just to tell you whatever you're going through, whatever's going on in your life right now, if you're on the verge of giving up, and if that thought is even in your mind, don't entertain the thought of giving up. You don't come too far. You don't come too far, and you're almost there. You're almost there. And a lot of things will come across your mind. A lot of things will come across your path to make you want to give up, to make you want to lose hope. And when it's like that, I'm telling you, it's almost there. I had been the backstory as to why I hadn't been driving my car. There really wasn't anything wrong with the car. It was, I got a ticket. I got a ticket back in 2022, somewhere back up in there. 2022. I got a ticket. And I was going to pay the ticket every time I got ready to pay the ticket, I was going to do it online. Then you be on hold for an hour. Well, you had the wrong place, you had the wrong department. So I'm thinking if I just do it over the phone, it'll be quicker than going downtown to pay it. And that wasn't the case. So I said, that's okay. So my license gets suspended, my insurance expires, and my tag is expired. So I had to wait, and many times I had the money to get everything done that I needed to do. However, what God did was sit me down for a whole year. For a whole year, I had to rely on other people to take me where I needed to go. And that was a very humbling experience. Apparently, I must have done good because God truly, truly blessed me. And I didn't know how I was going to get any of that stuff done. But by God's grace, God's mercy, I got it done. And then when I go to get the license reinstated, now I got the insurance already, get the license reinstated. Now I can get my tag. So not when I got the tag, there was a little hiccup. I had some fines because we're going across the bridge, going coming back from across the bridge, had accumulated into a lot of money. Had accumulated into a lot of money. So being that didn't have no payment plan, I had to put down an extra $100 that I did not allot to spend an extra $100. But I had to pay something down on the fine before I could get my tag for my car. So whatever else I needed after the car, I couldn't, the tag, I couldn't get it right away because good afternoon, Lady B. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I had did the election, so that's money coming in, but it'll be here this week, Lord's willing. Thank you, God. And it's so amazing, how God just worked. I did at times this. I felt like I wanted to give up. I started being like complacent, and I caught myself complaining and whining. But I never gave up because I knew it was going to happen. I didn't know when it was going to happen, but I knew it was going to happen. And God had to humble me. I want to keep saying, for what reason God wanted to humble me? I feel like I'm humble. However, God saw fit that I needed to be humble. And I'm telling you, because I don't really like asking people for anything. I don't like asking people for nothing. I don't know if it was the way, hey girl, It's just the two of the three of us. I don't like asking people for nothing, and it's so hard for me to and sometimes I think I would rather do without with for before I ask anybody for anything, and I try to figure it out on my own and try to do it on my own, and try to do all the angles, finesse all the angles, and bend some corners and stuff like that. And see, every time I try to do that with the life that I'm living now, God seemed to always block something. He just, now we ain't going that way. Now you ain't going this way. You ain't going that way. Hey, Mildred. Um, you're not going to do it that way. So I'm learning, and I have learned in certain instances when you hear the voice of God telling you to go left, and you say, "No, I get there going right more quickly." You better go ahead and go the way God tell you to go. Cause see, if you don't, you're gonna be making some mistakes, and you're gonna be detours and bumping your head all against the wall, and you're gonna be wanting to give up. Sometime you want to give in. Sometimes, and that's where I was at. I had so many different range of emotions because I'm saying, Lord, have mercy. Lord, my dad said, if you don't have a car, you're handicapped. That means you stationary. You can't go nowhere. You're always at the mercy of other people. And that's what I did not want, to be at the mercy of other people. You know, but I had to suck it up tired. I had to suck it up and try to work on that my facial expression, because my daughter said, Mom, you can never hide none because it's always on your face. Your face tell people how you feel. And so I've been trying to work on that. I ain't even close to figuring out how to do that. And I didn't give up saying, I'm not going to get my car. I kept on saying, when ain't with no if. It's always when with me. I don't know when the wind gonna come. That ain't for me to find. It ain't for me to know when the WIN gonna come. Just it's gonna come when it come. And I said, you know what? I'm not worried. Then people were saying, well, how much? What do you need? Nothing, nothing. I don't need nothing. When it's time, I will know. I will know. And I had made up my mind that I say I want to be so mean, and I want to treat people the way they treat me. And we were talking about revenge last Sunday before last, and he would no, we were talking about revenge. Now he was saying, how do you ever want to get revenge on people? And I do. Even being a Christian, I do be wanting to get revenge on people because I want them to get they coming up and say, Lord, you moving too slow. You know, you move, because when I was out there in the world, when I wasn't thinking about God, and he wasn't nowhere near where, he wasn't even in my rear view, mirror looking back, he wasn't even there. And if somebody did something to me, I had to do something back to them, because that's street code. And that's how I always been. You do something to me, I'm gonna get you right back. And I'm gonna hurt you more far worse than you hurt me. And if I say I did not take pleasure in that, I'm telling a lie, because I did take pleasure in that. But I thank God for grace and mercy. Um, I sometimes I wanted to, do that route again, but I can't. But I can't, because you know what? See, I done been. If you ain't never been chastised by God, keep doing what you're doing, and He trying to tell you not to do it. That's still in a voice. That's that voice when people say something told me. Something told me. That's the Holy Spirit trying to convey what God is trying to say to you, and you don't want to take heed to it. So I'm telling you, God had convicted me so bad. I had moved out of town, and it wasn't like I didn't think God. Everywhere I go, God is there. And God, He chastised me so bad, to the point I was on the brink. I was on the brink to wanting to unalive myself. It had got that bad. And then God had to humble me again, go home. And I just said, you know what? I'm going to tough this out. I'm not going home. But God said, okay, I'm going to show you. I'm gonna show you. And he was more mightier, than I was. And I made up in my mind, you know what? It's some things you just really have to let go of. And there's people that you really have to let go of. In your mind, you got to let them go. In your mind, in your heart, you got to let them go because they're not adding nothing and they subtracting, and you think about things and it upsets you and it brings you to a place of anxiety. And I said, you know what, that's not me. And it's not me to be mean and nasty on purpose. So Lord, what am I going to do? How am I supposed to handle this? What am I supposed to do? And I'm sitting and God, and it just I was listening to, I think it was Charles Stanley. I was listening to him, and it just came, it just came. You're going to be who you are. And don't ever let nobody take who you are away from you. Let your yay be yay and let your nay be nay. Not that you got to explain anything to anyone, and you do not have to do anything with an attitude. You just say what it is that you have to say and be as kind and gentle, be at peace. Be at peace as much as you possibly can. Be at peace and be all right with it. You know, like people say, I see you. And then if you see me, I see you too. So what? And I just say, sometimes people cannot handle you being upfront. It's not like you're not saying something to hurt people's feelings, but you're not going to allow people to hurt your feelings. And that's where I am in my life. I say I'm 67 years old, and I'm just not going to do it anymore. I spare your feelings. And and sometimes I even choke it up and chalk it up as a loss and stuff like that. But how you come to me, I can't come back in a defensive way to you. But how you, and this morning after Sunday school, I don't never like to go and get my own coffee. So I got a couple of people, I got a couple of people that I said, go get me some coffee. So I got people that know how to make the coffee that I like to drink. So I stop, so I don't have to go in the fellowship hall and get it. So I usually tell the lady that's in the kitchen, get some coffee. And so she'll make my coffee then. And if we're in Sunday school and I'm running late for Sunday school, and it's somebody, and I tell somebody, I say, go and get me some coffee. This is what I want. And they go, so I got a couple of people that are going to get me some coffee and stuff like that while I just sit there and be friendly with everybody, talking before 11 o'clock service. So we going to the 3 o'clock service. So go to the 3 o'clock service late, sit beside her. So after church, she said, you know what? I can't. No, this morning she had said an older lady come in, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna be just like you, my Mother Crawford. When I get her age, I'm gonna be just like her. And she said, you ain't got the right attitude. Then I said, you know what? After everybody left, I said, you know what? You hurt my feelings. Like, nobody can't hurt your feelings. I said, no, you hurt my feelings. I said, matter of fact, there's been several times you done said something that hurted my feelings. For real? I said, yeah, for real. I said, if it wasn't, I wouldn't be telling you. So yes, I said, I'm a nice person. I said, you know what? I can't be like her. I said, my attitude is what my attitude is. And Mother Crawford got an attitude too. You just don't know it. So, I know I can't. And I said, I know I can't be like her, but I'm going to be the way that I am. And that's the way I'm going to be. And so when 3 o'clock come, and I come in and had to sit by her. So she said, you know what? I'm not going to sit by you no more. Because, girl, so when I get in my car and I just look at my phone, she texts me a message. And, she said, thank you for being you. And I love you for that. And I said, I don't know who else to be. Hey, Carrie. Hey, friend. And I said, I don't know how else to be, but just who I am. And so going forward, I say, what, and I know what I am, and I know who I am. And sometimes I hide who I am because, and God just let me see stuff. And the um when you don't think that people listen, and when you see what you have said to somebody and they're doing what you have said to them, or they are reacting, having a conversation with you, and they just look at you and they're in unbelief of the conversation that you are having with them. And I'm not a I'm not a friendly person. I don't go out of my way to be friends with nobody. I never have. Because I guess that's something to do with being an only child. I never went out of my way to be friends with no one. And I very seldom will go out of my way for anyone. And I go out of my way for my friends, I go out of my way for my children, but it's just only so far that I am going to go. I'm not a ride or die, but I'm a ride with you. I'm gonna ride with you till the wheels fall off. But I got a limitation, like we all have. And I'm just who I am. There's no pretense about me. I don't like idle conversation. If you ain't got nothing to say, we don't need to talk. If you don't have nothing to say, I'm just not gonna. If the conversation cannot flow naturally, if there's not if it's not flowing, and you get to a point, my daughter be talking about, well, when you talk about, well, when I say, well, she said, well, I know what that means. I know what that means. You ain't got to say, well, every time we get on the phone, you always talk about, well. Okay, we done ran out of stuff to say. What you want me to do? Just hold the phone to my ear and hear you breathe. You hear me breathe. And every now and then we'll say something. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So I don't do I don't do idle conversation. And if I ain't got nothing to talk about, if it be a whole week and I ain't got nothing to talk about, so be it. Don't get angry. I got, people, there's people that say, oh, you just can't call. And I'm saying, well, damn, I got your number, you got my number, we got each other number. So why you can't call me sometime? And I be saying, so I say, Lord, just deliver me from that, deliver me from all that kind of nonsense. And so I say, you know what? I don't want to be how I used to be. I want to be a better version of who I am becoming. Um, I think I'm a beautiful person with a beautiful spirit. And if my spirit is unsettled around you, I don't have a problem then from walking away from you, and you ask, well, what happened? What happened? What happened? It was just not the season for you yet. It just wasn't the season for you yet. And sometimes, you just have to, most oftentimes, you just have to let things go. And it's so easy to say, let things go. But I done told you, I done been through every kind of emotion I think there is to have. My heart done been broken so bad, it's like I physically got sick. And couldn't eat, couldn't sleep all day, mope around. Skin was looking horrible. Oh, my skin was looking horrible. Then I look at the mirror, and hair not comb. I say, well, damn, is it like that for real? And being heartbroken, that's a hurtful thing. Because that makes you start questioning yourself. And I don't like questioning myself like that. Then I had to realize, okay, it's over. It's over. You got 72 hours, baby. Pick how you're gonna get over it. And just get over it. You have to will yourself, to get over it, to let people go, to let things go, let situations go, let issues go. Because you will be bogged, you will do your everyday chores, whatever you're doing, and not fully enjoying life. Because you still bogged down in something that you're carrying that was not meant to be carried for 5 years, 10 years. And the person sometimes you might be holding a grudge is dead. I mean, they're not here no more. And if they were here, they ain't even thinking about you. and you over there all pissed off. You all pissed off. You done drunk poison and wait for that person to die, and you don't know your time is, ending. But today has been has been a beautiful day. Now I gotta again, but I'm showing y'all how good God is. Again, I got to wait. I gotta wait. But you know what? It's gonna be all right. I ain't got to wait long. And I'm learning how, oh, I don't like to say it. I don't like to say it, y'all. I don't like to say it. I don't like to say this word out loud. I'm learning how to be patient. I'm learning how to be patient. I ain't asked God for that. I ain't asked God. I ain't asked God for teach me no patience. I haven't I didn't ask for God to give me no endurance. I didn't ask God for none of that, because to endure, you got to have patience when you're enduring. And I never asked God for that, because I felt like I had to say, Lord, strengthen me for this journey that I'm on. Ain't nowhere in there did I ask God for patience and endurance. So when God got a plan for you, because He said, I know the plans that I have for you. When God got a plan for you, God will make things all so topsy turvy that you just don't know which end is up and which end is down. And we so quick to say the devil. We so quick to say Satan. Oh, I don't give Satan now, and the devil all that much credit. Well, the devil and Satan is the same person. No, I don't give him that much power. I don't give him that much power. See, but if there's a little inkling of doubt, a little inkling of frustration, he can wiggle his way in with those thoughts and stuff like that. And if we entertain those thoughts for more than 2 to 3 seconds, we're gonna end up doing what we was going over and over and calculating in our head about. So I'm trying hard. I'm trying so hard. I'm trying so hard. So I say, okay, Lord, this round, I passed that round. I passed that round. I'm good. I'm good to go. So with different levels and different devils, and God just is equipping me how to fight, learning how to fight these devils and demons and things that want to oppress you and make you all depressed. And I learned what was, you got to stay in the word of God. You got to stay in the word of God. Then you got to be truthful to yourself. You cannot allow people to hurt your feelings with their words, with their action. You got to stick up for yourself. We're talking about right now because of this man coming in January. Don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of days, weeks, months, until this man get in office. God could just teach us a lesson so swiftly, because and then when Jerry got pull up all kind of mess on this man could come up. However, if that's the plan, that's what it would be. And if that's not the plan, it's not going to be that, and I think when this man was first in office, God was giving us a chance. He was giving us a chance. He was giving us a chance. But just like the unstable creatures that we are, we could not adhere to this to that, to the plan that God had for us. So these next 4 years, you see black women, this black girl on TikTok done formed this group. I don't know how many women it might have in it now. She started off with a few, and then it was 15,000. Now I'm pretty sure it's over 20,000 by now. And black women, black people as a whole, we should have been doing that in the beginning, because it's us against the world. It's us against the world, and too many of us are against each other. For whatever reason, we are against each other. So we got to get it right within our community, because united we stand, divided we fall. So we just gonna see what's going on. I just come on here tonight because of the what God has done for me, right? And like I said, I came in from church, and I said, I'm not going, I'm not going back. So I did. I washed my face and I took the makeup off, and went light today. So now, and I had stopped by the Chinese restaurant. So I picked up something from, because I had leftovers from yesterday. So I picked up something else to go with that. And just thanking God not only for the amazing things that He's done for me, thinking about how beautiful of a day that it was today. It was a beautiful day in this end of Florida. It was beautiful to go across the bridge and see the boats out on the water and see the sun glimmering on the water and the people in their boats jet skiing and just out on the boat just doing whatever it is they be doing when they be on the boat. But anyway, come on, be true to yourself. And whatever is ailing you, whatever is making you feel some type of way, do not allow anyone to have that much going into the new week. Have a different mind frame. Stand up for yourself. Not saying somebody bullying you. Don't, sometimes we have to suppress our feelings. Sometimes we can't say everything that we feel. However, when the time is right for you to express what it is that you are feeling, do so. Because that's the only time you're going to get the respect that you demand, the respect that you deserve, the respect that you deserve. Because if a person don't know what it is that you want, then they can't give you exactly what it is that you want. And I'm just at a place in my life. If you cannot give me the things that bring pleasure to my life, I'll be damned if I'm going to allow you to be disrupting my peace, whatever my pleasure is. You know, I mean, if you don't bring some, add something onto my life, like encouraging me, understanding me, having deep conversations about nothing at all, and having a deep conversation about everything. And if you cannot nurture my mind, and keep me on help navigate my path. Sometimes you help me, I help you. That's what we do. And if you can't do that, I don't like listening to people that complain all the time, because that gets in your spirit. It gets on your skin. It seems like it's just melt into your skin, and you start behaving like them. I cannot stand a whining. I can't stand nobody that whine. No children, no adults. I can't stand a whiner. I cannot stand a whiner. And so I don't know. Maybe God is trying to teach me, because you are a way, that don't mean everybody is like that. And I be saying, well, Lord, why they ain't like that? It's it's easy, it's simple, and it's peaceful. So we going into a new week, and I don't know what the week gonna bring, but I know the things that I have planned for the week. I know the things that I want to do for the week, and but I know I got to get my brakes and get my car over to Lehigh. So call Roger tomorrow and see if I could bring it in, when I could bring it in, to get the brakes put on, and search around to see how much brake pads are. But I saw some. I Googled some. So God ain't gonna let me down. I'm just gonna have to believe that I'm gonna be so stupid and naive and foolish enough to believe that God ain't gonna let me down. He showed me he ain't gonna let me down. He got me. He showed me he got me. So I'm gonna go into the week like God got me. So I'm gonna go in here and wash my face again. Uh, get out these clothes. My room look kind of neat, but I still got shoes. Like every time I put on a pair of shoes and I take them off, I leave them right there. So I got shoes everywhere in this bedroom. Ah, and I hate to have to straighten up when I want to relax. So I'm gonna bought some Chinese food. I'm gonna warm that up. I bought me some crab ragu. I could just eat boatloads of that stuff. I love with that orange sauce, whatever it is. And that's the only thing I really trust in a Chinese restaurant. And yeah. So I'm gonna have a good night. I'm gonna have a good evening. I'm gonna finish watching my Korean movie. And I'm gonna have me a little cocktail, and I'm going to relax, and I'm going to look forward to going into this week um, with the assurance that God got me, that I ain't finna worry about it, nor am I going to stress about it. So y'all make up y'all mind what y'all gonna do for the rest of the week. How what are you whatever you're feeling. I don't like to say just get over it because it may not be that easy for you to get over it. However, I am going to say get over it. Do not allow for it to stunt you. Do not allow for it to stop you. Feel what you're gonna feel. Cry, holler, throw things, whatever. I mean, do what you got to do, but be good to yourself. Don't be good to yourself. And the only way somebody's going to treat you the way you want to be treated, you got to treat yourself the way you want to be treated, and that teaches other people how to treat you. So when we start respecting ourselves, other people start saying, I can't, approach this. I'm gonna think about this before I approach her with it. And it's not that being afraid to come to someone, but just knowing if you come to me with the nonsense, what is we talking what are we talking about, what is it that we're supposed to do, because we got to get the nonsense straightened out first, and then we could get down to business. So this is how we need to start training ourselves to approach things now, because we are going to have to, in the workplace coming up in 2025, you know, um, going to Target, going to Walmart, going to whatever store that it is that you go to, wherever you be. 2025 is going to be a very testing time for us, a very testing time for us. And when we make it through 2025, it's not the people not testing us, we testing ourselves, because we don't want to act the way that they think that we will act. We want to be the way that we are, highly intelligent species, and that's what we're going to behave as if we are. So, yeah, go into the weekend with, like, saying, this light of mine, not this little light, this light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine whenever your presence, whenever you walk into a room, your presence should be felt. Not the dark side, but on the light side. Whenever you walk into a room, wherever you walking into work tomorrow, they supposed to know. They gonna know. It's something different about her. It's something different about her. And let them speculate. And you just keep on hanging on. And it's almost there. You're almost there. I can't tell you how long you got to go, or how you waiting for. Whatever you waiting for, you're almost there. Don't give up. Don't give up hope, honey. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. So y'all, I don't know. I've been on here for 47 minutes. I ain't really meant to be on here that long. But anyway, you get the gist of it. Let it go and let God handle it. Don't try to get vengeance. God said, vengeance is mine. Let God get the vengeance, because they're going to get theirs. They're going to get theirs. And faith without works is dead. So if you ain't doing nothing, don't sit there and talk about, I wish, oh Lord, I wish, I wish. Because God is not a God of wishes. So whatever you're asking and praying to God for, have faith. You got to work that faith. I know I'm going to get it. I just don't know when. I know I'm going to get it. So work that faith and watch that faith start working you. And tomorrow morning, when you go on your job, wherever you go tomorrow, you just walk into that building like you the big dog, because you are. You are. And no, you're not. I saw this thing, and I'm ending. I saw this thing that says, no, I'm not everybody cup of tea, because I'm champagne. I'm not a champagne drinker. So I'm a bottle of high priced vodka. If it was, if I was just drinking, what's the most expensive and smooth vodka? That would be me. So no, I ain't for everybody, and everybody ain't for me, and I ain't even mad. I don't feel no way tired about it. So I'm just gonna say, y'all, um, I'm gonna be up in the morning. So if you up in the morning about 7 o'clock, come on and join me. I'm gonna have something else to talk about. And I just say, I just start talking from like Monday to Wednesday, Thursday. Not no whole week. And I have something to talk about tomorrow, because tomorrow is another day. God's willing, I'll be able to get up in the morning and be 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 fabulous. Everybody gonna be fabulous tomorrow. So y'all get some, do whatever it is you do at 6:47. I don't know what time it is where you are. It's almost 7 o'clock. And I'm going in here and eat. I'm going to wash my face, get into a nice t-shirt, and turn on my Korean movie. And I'm going to have the very best night ever. So in the meantime, in between time, when you see me out here in these YouTube streets, holler at me and I'll holler back. Don't holler too loud now because I get nervous when I hear loud noises. Talk to me and you know I talk right back to you. So I'm out of here. Good evening, everybody. Have the best. Have a good evening.